Klobber Karnage. This stage is all about Klobber. It's the guy that's in a barrel. And he pops out of a barrel, and then he tries to bump you into things, and the different versions of them also make you drop stuff. Like I said before, the yellow one makes you drop bananas, and like you can pick them back up if you grab them quickly enough. But and there's the black one that makes you drop a life. And also the other gimmick of the stage is these manual rotating barrels. So it's the Klobbers on land and the rotating barrels on all of the gaps between land where it's spikes all over and zingers and pits. I thought there might be something in there, but there's not. It's just a thing to get bananas. And up there is just a thing to get an extra hit. And they've got all these, like, the character-specific barrels that make you take very slightly different paths, depending on which characters you have and use to go through them. And that's right, there's also I think it's Kaboom, it's what it's called, the Klobber that's in a TNT barrel. That one, if it runs into you, just explodes and you take damage. It doesn't, like, bump you. But yeah, here's the other, like, major gimmick of the thing, is you've got this rotating barrel that scrolls across this entire spike pit that you need to carefully fire through to avoid all these zingers along the way. And that has the Kaboom TNT guy has camera, and you basically just need to pick him up while the other one is nearby, and you'll explode them and get the photo there. And yeah, here you just kind of need to do all this rotatey, quickly maneuver before you get to where the barrel's at the zinger. Make sure you're precise in all of your aiming so you don't fall in the spikes. Quick about it, because they're on a timer and things always moving, and then you got the part where you need to fire over the stacks. And then you just kind of need to jump into the spike pit. Except the spot where there's not the spikes in the spike pit. The stage feels short to just look at it played through. By the way, yeah, there's secret bonus and feather at the very end of the stage. This was the one where, like, Cranky's hint was down is out, but right is something. Where the hint is supposed to mean that down, shooting down here onto the target sends you out of the stage, but going right will shoot you up into the bonus. So, kind of obtuse, but again, like, if you're understanding what it's supposed to mean, it does actually make an amount of sense. Back to mainland. Rambi Rumble. This is actually a decent stage. Like, it's a stage that's split in half a little weirdly. Like, the first half is basically indistinguishable from Hornet Hole. You've got the honey, you've got the hornets, you've got the climbing. It's just sort of there. It's like when you get to the second half of the stage, it's actually good. By the way, there's the feather. You need to go off. There's like hooks down there that you're supposed to like grab and jump across to, but you can just use Dixie. You can just use Dixie. Dixie's great. She allows you to fly over the level, which means you are not engaging with the level. Which, as I said, is the best way to play the games, is to just not engage with them as much as possible. After you're climbing up, you gotta be careful with how you do the wall jumps. Be good at doing the wall jump on the honey, this thing that's in like 2 stages ever, and that's it. There's no other honey stages after this, it's just the 2 of them, pretty sure. Yeah, no, I'm definitely sure there's just the 2. Yeah, it's just do scaling the wall fast. Can you scale the wall fast? You got it. Here's your coin. And then, yeah, got a camera guy up there. Not too far out of sight. And yeah, from the star barrel, you've got, first you have to jump over this little room where you turn into Rambi, because this is where you get the hero coin, and you can't get up there with Rambi because you can't climb the honey with Rambi. So you gotta jump over. But and yeah, you've got the second half of the stage is just, here's Rambi. Go on a rampage. It's like, things like this just kind of give you... Rambi does not get stuck on the honey, so the honey has no meaning here anymore. It's basically there to be like, if you somehow managed to get your way out here without Rambi, you're just gonna have a very bad time. But otherwise it's pointless. You got the giant zinger that just sort of shows up that there's no real, like, explanation or way to understand that this yellow zinger hurts Rambi, unlike the smaller ones, which you just kind of have to encounter or just, like, pick up on the video game convention of the big thing is chasing you, you have to run from it. But yeah, like it's if you actually understand what's happening, the latter part of that stage is pretty fun, because you can just kind of roll through with Rambi and explode everything and just charge nonstop. King Zing's Sting. In the original Donkey Kong Country 2, this pissed me off hard. Less because of the fight itself, and more because after the fight, in the following world, I died and lost all of my progress before reaching the save point in that world. So, like, honestly, I'm not sure if it's just that I understand how to move squawks better, or if it's easier to move squawks in this version, or what, but I found this fight very, very easy compared to the first time through when I did this before on SNES. Because you just kind of, like, slip behind and shoot it in the sting there, and... yeah, I think it is that it's something big, it's majorly to do with the screen. Because the original version was a much larger room. This has a much smaller room. The width of the room is just the resolution width of the Game Boy Advance screen. So they made this room a lot smaller for this version, which makes the fight a lot easier. So, not complaining about that, just something to be aware of, that is why this just kind of went so smoothly compared to previously. Oh. I kind of screwed around because I was trying to remember if I got if I missed anything in there, and I didn't. So moving forward, Gloomy Gulch with Ghostly Grove. This is a stage about ghosts. There's ghosts. It's the cloak. That's the gimmick of the stage. The first one at the start of the stage has the photograph. So wait for it to come down and then kill it, and you get the photograph. And, right, the gimmick of this wasn't just the cloaks, it was these ropes. These ropes that only appear in this stage. They're ghost ropes. They disappear after they're there for a few seconds, and then they come back. And that's the gimmick of the stage, is you climb these ropes that disappear, so you have to be moving quickly to get through before they disappear. So... even in this stage, like, I feel like they barely did anything with that gimmick. Like, this is mostly a ground-running stage, but it just kind of also has these ghost rope thingies. Yeah, most of the stage is just sort of deal with the Klobbers and the... what was it, Cruncha? It was either Crusha or Cruncha was the big guys. They had different names in every game, but they're the same thing. That chest had a chest, and this chest has a chest, and this chest has a chest, and this chest has a chest in it, and this chest has the coin in it. It looks like it's just a chest that you need to hit multiple times to break open. But I'm pretty sure the code in the back end was, it's a chest that contains 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 a coin. Here you gotta be careful with the timing, because the things will disappear on you, and there's a pit. Oh no. This is a pit. Yeah, just watching these stages, watching my finished, successful run-through of them, it looks a lot easier than it actually was. Because just, like, controlling this game is not straightforward in a lot of ways. Like, I know I've said, I said back with Donkey Kong Country 1, and possibly the Donkey Kong Land, that it accurately portrayed the feeling of piloting a gorilla. And in a lot of ways, this accurately portrays the feeling of piloting a monkey and a chimpanzee. They're very, like, speedy in ways that are not great. They're... like, precision is very difficult with them. Like, you're going to see at the end of the... because, of course, at the end of this, this game, I'm going to have one of my All the Deaths videos, because I died a lot playing this game, as with all of the Donkey Kong Country games. So, you'll get to see how many times I died on each of these stages. It was a lot. It was a lot.